Have you ever had a child ask you, why do we need to learn this when it comes to math? I think for some reason, math is a tricky subject because it can be harder for kids to see connections between math and their real life. And so today I want to share 3 ways that you can help your child make those connections between math and real life with 3 kind of real life activities that you can do to help your kids learn math and to help them draw those connections. So, the first thing when you're helping your kids learn about math and make connections to the real world is that you want to be using manipulatives when you teach math and as much as you can when your kids are practicing math. Manipulatives are a really fun way to help kids understand the math concepts they're learning. And they're especially important for younger students because kids that are younger have a much easier time learning concrete concepts rather than trying to understand abstract ideas in their head. So it can be really helpful if you can find a way to tie these manipulatives into your child's interests. So you want to look for things that your child likes and then try to incorporate that theme into their manipulatives. A child who likes trucks, for example, might enjoy practicing addition by dumping both quantities of counters into the back of a dump truck and then counting how many are there in all. Kids who like animals might enjoy sharing their counters between several different stuffed animals to practice the concept of division. So when you use manipulatives to teach math, you're showing kids that math has really practical application and helping them understand what kinds of real life situations they might be able to use with their math skills. A second way to practice math in a real life application is by playing store or restaurant with your child. And playing pretend like this kind of activity is a great way for kids to practice those math skills in a real life environment. Kids can assign a price to each item in their store, and then they can practice adding up the total and making change. In a restaurant, kids can calculate the percentage for the tip. They can add the tax to their purchase, or they can even practice writing a check or making change. So there are so many different ways that you can use these kinds of activities to help your kids practice the skills that they're learning in math right now. And it can be a really great way to make learning math more fun for your child as well. And then a final way that I love that really makes math practical is through baking with your child. Baking is one of the best ways for kids to be able to apply what they're learning in math because there's so much math that goes into being able to do baking well. Kids can practice measurement as they add ingredients, and this can also be a great way to review fractions and learn about equivalent fractions as well. Older students might also enjoy reading the recipe, and this can be a great way to practice the kind of step-by-step thinking and direction following that is really necessary to be good at more advanced math. So hopefully this gave you some new ideas for how to practice math in a fun way that helps kids make connections to real life. If you enjoyed this video, please hit like and subscribe to the channel. And please share in the comments, how do you show your kids that math is important for real life?